Welcome to the Chiropractic and Legal Injury Podcast, recorded live at our events. We're here bringing you the expertise, insights, and tools you need to navigate the world of personal injury care and to uncover what you didn't know about car accidents. It's no accident you're listening today, so let's get started. Welcome back. I'm Ashley. I don't even know if I've said that any time today. I'm Ashley, and we are filming live right now at the holiday seminar in December. This is the Chiropractic and Legal Injury Podcast. We are gearing up for the Chiropractic and Legal Injury Conference in January. And so we are talking with our sponsors, we're talking with our speakers, and we were talking with some chiropractic offices who are amazing. And so this is Janny. We're going to kick off with an intro. Who are you? What's your role? Where is your practice located? And why is this work important to you?
Absolutely. So I'm Janny Butler. I'm co-owner of Ironwood Chiropractic. I own it with Dr. Christopher Butler. And we have two other chiropractors who work there, Dr. Kirk Duxbury and Dr. Ronald Berg. We're located in Santan Valley, and we help with patients who've been in car accidents. We also serve patients of all ages, from those who are just born to those who are advanced in age, and we help families, athletes. We have massage therapists who work with us. We have 2 Reiki masters who work in our office. So we have a lot to offer our patients, and we love what we do.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about what makes you love what you do. Like, what about it is you're like, this is why I get up every morning and do all the hard things?
Absolutely. So it's wonderful to come in to what we call work and to change it. And don't call it work. It's our healing center. We get to come to our healing center every day and change people's lives. So we set the intention to attract people who are ready for change, who are ready to slow down, ready to find themselves, ready to make a change in their lives. And so people come in and they feel our energy, they feel what's going on, and they are ready for something new.
It's amazing that you set an intention. I don't think I've ever seen a chiropractic office do that, where not only, you know, is there like an ideal client or an ideal patient, but it's really that intention of like, they're ready for change, because not everybody is.
Right, so this actually is an intention stick.
Okay.
And we had a meeting, our entire office together, and each of us chose a word and put it inside of it. And so I'm wearing this as representing what our intention is for our office. And we meet together as a whole staff at least once a month, because we all work different days, but just to keep our focus, that when we invite a new patient into our office, that they're new to our family. They don't know us.
Yeah.
It's their first experience coming to see us. So that happens. Everyone who's been in a car accident, they come, they don't know what to expect. It's an overwhelming trauma for a car accident.
Absolutely.
It's a big T trauma. And people are always like, oh, you're fine. Most people who come to our office went to the emergency room, if they did, and were told they were fine, because it was maybe just soft tissue injury, but it's a big trauma and they're not fine. So it's wonderful to be able to guide them through that process and have them. Just the other day, someone left and she said, I don't want to leave today. I just want to sit right here on this chair, and I just want to stay here because I feel so safe.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's neat being able to experience this and help people.
So you said you write a word and put it in there?
We did, yes.
So are you guys all the same word or all different words?
All different words, yep.
Would you share your word with
So
us?
some of them are love, trust, inspire, health, different words like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that. Inspiration is one of those things for me personally that it's just, it can move mountains.
Yes.
It really can. And especially when you're inspired in your work to really help people through whatever they're going through, whatever challenges they're facing, and all those secret battles that other people may not know, inspiring them and motivating them to overcome and then see their progress.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, that's what I got to talk to Dr. Butler this morning before I came and did the podcast, just to kind of get, some of his thoughts on today's podcast. And we talked about how our intention truly is to help people. Yeah. We don't worry about, luckily, we work with your law firm so often, we don't have to worry about all the money sides and all the different things. We just help every single person who comes in with that same love and intention without focusing on all the other sides of it. Yeah. And like everything else falls in place. I feel so blessed to own a business that is the financial supporter for almost all of my employees. Yeah. For most of my employees, it's their sole financial supporter. And it's because it's amazing just to see the love that we give to people, and then everything just falls in place. And I feel like that's the case for everyone in their personal lives.
Yeah.
When you set that intention, you don't have to worry about all the details as much.
Yes.
Things fall in place.
Yes. It reminds me of there's a little thing that people do where you have like the jar and you fill it with the big rocks first, right? And then you fill it with the smaller rocks, and then you fill it smaller, and then like sand, right?
Yep.
And making sure that those big things, those intentions are taken care of first. Everything else falls into
Absolutely.
place. Yeah, it's so great. What's the most rewarding part? Oh, we kind of talked about what's the most rewarding part of helping injury patients.
And it's honestly seeing people's lives change.
Yeah.
Like seeing their changes. There's so many people who, what happens with a car accident is that you don't have a choice, you need to slow down.
Yeah.
And so many people don't want to slow down because their lives are busy and they have all these things going on. It's the full-time job that they're given that they didn't ask for.
Yeah.
But it's a full-time job of getting yourself better.
Yeah.
So when they take the time to slow down, they start to see things in their life that maybe they didn't see before. And we've seen so many people make permanent changes in their life.
Really?
So they make better changes with their health because they're learning how to come in for appointments. They're learning how to make their health a priority.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot in personal injury about people have prior conditions, right?
Yes.
And a lot of times these prior conditions, the accident aggravates them. It also gives them a chance to finally pay attention to those things. And not only their medical parts, but their personal parts, their soul, their lives, their family. We have seen people, there was a patient recently who was working overtime all the time. And after a car accident, she didn't go back to overtime. She said, you know what? I've been okay without the extra money. In fact, I've been better. I have more time for me and I have more time for my kids and my grandkids.
Yeah.
I'm not going to work overtime anymore. And we see it all the time, people making permanent changes. It's so rewarding to just see people set an intention with their life and do something different.
That's incredible. I feel like you're the first person who's really talked about the positive outcomes of being in an accident, because there are so many negative aspects and trauma and healing and time and money and cost
Right.
and things, and you're juggling. But the positive intention about really focusing on your health and focusing on healing and then learning to make that a priority, as you said, is such an amazing
It
thing.
is. I like to tell people on their first visit, so congratulations, you won the lottery. And not every time, but jokingly, like actually telling them our goal is to, when you are done with treatment with us for the accident, of course you'll keep being part of our family, but that you will leave being grateful because you would have made permanent changes in your life that you are going to keep.
Yeah.
And that's our goal, to be here for you and walk you through that.
So you mentioned something about after treatment. So walk me through what happens after treatment. So if I came in and I was in a car accident and then I'm done with treatment, is that the end?
Yeah, so what happens when you're done with treatment? We try to word it so that they understand that this is completing the case so that the attorney can start to settle it, or that you can settle it if you're doing it on your own. But just like the dentist, you don't say, guess what? Clean teeth, we're good. It's something that, you want your body to be healthy.
Yeah.
And some people kind of joke with chiropractors, oh, don't go to a chiropractor because then they'll want you to keep coming back. And then I like, well, don't eat healthy food because then you'll like the way your body feels.
Yeah.
So there's so many benefits. Sometimes people who do have a disc injury or herniation, different things, chiropractic care is going to be something that needs to become part of their day-to-day life. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong, not day-to-day, but part of their future life.
Yeah.
So it'd be something that they should come in, once every 3 months. And we have patients who do that. They come in, they take care of themselves, and they stay ahead of things. And I think that's important for people to learn, is that is a priority, to take care of yourself. And that's our goal, for them to say, what do I need to do to take care of myself?
Yeah.
Is it something that I need to start going to the gym, regularly, because I need my muscles to be strong in order to support this new body that's healed?
Yeah.
What do I need to do to take care of myself to make permanent changes?
Yeah. I feel like you also, when you said, win the lottery, as I was talking before about being a mom, oftentimes you prioritize your kids over with everything, right? Everything. But that trauma from an accident makes you prioritize yourself. You have to take care of yourself in order to take care of your kids.
Absolutely.
And you have to do this. And then reframing that, as you said, and having that positive intention and that positive impact going forward, right? I'm going to continue to take care of
Right.
myself so that I can take care of my
Because
family.
that is something that's been a detriment. That's the hardest thing, I think, for people to understand.
Yeah.
And that's causes challenges with the car accident is, are they willing to make themselves a priority? Are they able to make themselves a priority? And what I
Yeah.
tell people is, would you want someone you love to say, I'm not going to get better? And they say, no, absolutely. Then do you love yourself enough to do that for you. And when you love yourself enough to do that for you, you learn to do that.
Yeah.
Because that is the obstacle when people are prioritizing, their job, or that they were in the middle of painting their house, or whatever is going on. When you stop, the car accident gives you the chance to say, what are my needs? What do
Yes.
I need to do for me?
Yeah.
And when they do that,
Yeah.
that's when their case is successful in
Yeah.
every single way. As far as them getting better, as far as the, settlement being done right, all those different things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It reminds me of another story about the two men who are chopping wood, and they start at the same time and they end at the same time, right? But this one guy takes 1 hour a day off and goes and comes back. But every day he chops more wood than this other guy, even though they start at the same time and end at the same time, and he takes a break. So finally the guy's like, what are you doing that you were able to chop more wood? And he goes, oh, that's easy. I'm sharpening my axe. Which really shows, like, when you take care of yourself, when you prioritize yourself, you can do more. I can play more with my son when I'm making sure that I'm eating healthy and exercising and all those things. And in the car accidents, when you prioritize getting better, you're able to get back to your life faster, and your grandkids or your family or the activities that you were doing before, and even work.
Well, and so two of the things you shared have both been from Stephen R. Covey. And what's interesting is I think sometimes as professionals, we forget how much training we have been through, not only to help their body, but to help their mind, their soul, every part of them heal.
Love it.
And we get the chance to help them heal in every possible way and share things with them that maybe they don't have time to go to Stephen R. Covey's training, right? But I've been through that entire training.
Yeah.
So I can give them those little tidbits, and I can help them with those things.
Yeah. And it really helps them see it in a different way. And sometimes you need to see something in a little bit different way in order for it to be impactful. Sometimes you have to say things, from this angle or this angle, and until it sits right.
Yep.
Like, okay.
How you frame it, change your story, all those little things. I love saying to people, change your story.
Yeah.
They come in and their story is, I'm always in pain, or I never have enough time, or how about let's change your story? You have an abundance of time, and you'll be given the time you need to get everything done you need to get done so that you can heal. Yeah. And when they wake up with that intention and change their story, and that's one thing that I've absolutely been taught through the training I've been through in order to help people, is to slow down and breathe. Yeah. And that's the first thing we do with people on the first visit before they even go in with the doctor. We do a cranial nerve assessment to help their brain be balanced, and then we do a breathing exercise. And then we have them say out loud, I'm 100% safe in this office. I'm 100% safe driving. Yeah. And as they say those things out loud and as they breathe, it gives them the chance to start their healing journey.
That's amazing that you do that before they even see the doctor, because the mindset matters. And so being in that mindset that you're almost even more prepared to take in the healing and to really have it have an impact on you. Because I know that, if you're anxious and if you're scared or if you're feeling all the emotions, or if you're still feeling adrenaline from the accident, right? That part is not as impactful as it can be.
Right.
And it doesn't do as much.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
It's amazing just seeing what people feel when they just rub their hands, wiggle their toes, and then just say, I am safe. And they're just like, wow. And they breathe. And then they're just, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's incredible. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received, either personally or professionally?
So it's interesting. I would say it's hard to say anything's the best, but a couple things come to mind. And one of those, I've struggled with being hard on myself. And I've struggled with, why did this happen, or why did this happen? I think this is kind of applicable to a car accident. So I went into this meeting once with the intention to gain information and heal. And right as I walked in, someone said, who was speaking, nothing happens in God's world by mistake. I started crying because I thought back to my life and all these things that I'd wish had maybe been a little bit different, or this, that, and the other. And I just thought, wow, if nothing happens in God's world by mistake, then everything's okay and everything's good. And then think about that with a car accident, right? And then somebody could argue with me, well, this happened, so that wasn't a mistake. But yet this is a world where we're all here to live and learn and experience and grow, and everything's a gift. So when we look at that as a gift, it's changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I don't do that back play anymore that I used to do. Like if I could go back 3 years in time, I would change this, this, and this. I would get the like little superpower and that would be my ability.
Yeah.
Instead, I can sit with it. Even little things that happen in the office when there's a patient who doesn't come in for a few visits, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, is it ruining their case? You know what? It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. And that calmness that you have really impacts your patients as well,
100%,
right?
yes.
When you're anxious and you're worried and you're,
Yes.
the patient has a hard time relaxing and being okay and
Right,
everything.
right.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
I recently came across this one quote where it said, "What you're not changing, you're choosing." Which a lot of people think, if I'm not going to make this decision, but indecision is a decision.
Absolutely.
And if you're not prioritizing yourself, if you're not prioritizing your health, if you're not prioritizing getting better, or even if you get in an accident and not going to see a chiropractor or getting checked out right away, you have to make sure that you are choosing what you want for right now, for your future, for all your family and all of the future things that you want to do.
And that's like the biggest mistake that I see, and it always breaks my heart when someone comes in and we say, oh, hi, we'd like to get you set up. And they're like, yeah, I'd like to set up as a new patient. What's going on with you? Well, I just have this neck pain that isn't going away. How long has it been going on? I don't know, like maybe a couple years. And what's been going on? Well, I was in this car accident and I thought it would get better and it just never did. Well, they don't have a claim open anymore and now they have a chronic condition.
Yeah.
One of my doctors says, as the tree grows, so he talks about like, here's a tree growing, right? And then we have a car accident and the tree starts growing this way. And pretty soon you're way over here when you should have been right here.
Yeah.
And so when you get immediate evaluation and care, then you can see what you need.
Yeah.
And we have people come in and we're so grateful when they do, who are like, it's not that bad. I just have a little bit of neck pain, but I figured I'd get checked out. And we have them come in. And maybe they only need treatment for a month or two, but we get them back to pre-accident state and they know what their injuries are and they know what's going on. Whenever people close their claim too early because the adjuster calls, and it breaks my heart that they're willing to do this and say, oh, we'll send you $1,000 today and we'll just close this and then you can just put this behind you.
Yeah.
But then they didn't get the care they needed.
No.
So keeping their claim open and getting evaluated by a professional are like the most important parts right after a car accident.
That leads right into the last question I have is, if you could share one piece of advice with every accident patient, what would it be?
Yeah, and so
Probably
with that, honestly, it would be to find professionals that you trust. So trust is the key to everything. Trust impacts everything so much. If someone trusts me, they come into the office, they meet me, and they trust me, then they don't have to worry about anything, right? They go to their appointments, they show up, and they don't have to worry about it. But if I would encourage people to, you have a gut feeling. You know when something's right and when something isn't.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say our office is the best fit for everybody. Maybe there's different hours or different situation. So find professionals as far as attorneys, doctors that you trust.
Absolutely.
And then trust your intuition as to what's going to happen. And then once you trust the people you're working with, then healing is so much faster.
So much easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it takes that extra stress away too.
And then, of course, breathe.
And breathe. And on that note, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes,
It's
thank
been
you.
such a pleasure. I'm
Absolutely,
so grateful
Ashley.
that you're here. And I'm looking forward to January. I think you guys are going to be there as well.
Yes,
so
we
it
will.
should be an
Yeah.
amazing event.
Yeah, we're excited. The conferences have always been so informational. We've been doing personal injury now, like with intention, for 7 years, and it absolutely started with what we've been taught at these conferences.
Wow.
So impactful, the things that we've learned and being able to change people's lives, because there's things, that we're doing everything we know, but
Right.
there's stuff we don't know. And
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for this law firm that it takes the time to educate everyone so that we can get people better, because that's the intention,
Yes.
to get people better and get their medical needs met.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
you're welcome.
This has been awesome.
Yes, thank you.
From all of us at the Lazera Law Firm and the Chiropractic and Legal Injury Conference, thank you for listening. We hope you never need us, but if you or someone you love does, know they'll have a team dedicated to helping them rebuild, recover, and reconnect with what matters most, their loved ones and the life they deserve. This is the Chiropractic and Legal Injury Podcast, where knowledge is power and collaboration transforms care. If today's episode opened your eyes, share this podcast with your network and help spread the word about the realities of personal injury care. Follow us on social media to keep learning and connecting with this incredible community.